5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, Scott37 here, and I'm here to talk about the last hitting challenge that recently got added to Dota 2. Before we get into this, I want to say I found out how to get into this from a comment Cyborg Matt posted on a Reddit thread started by Pimway asking about this. Now, if we look at this, this is where the last hit challenge will be once it's fully implemented, I believe. It looks like you have to finish the limited hero pool games in order to actually get into the last hit challenge, but you don't. You can't. Not that you can't finish the limited hero pool games, you can't get into the last hit challenge. So if you want to launch it in its current unfinished state, you have to open up the console and type Dota _ tutorial. Sorry, not a great typer. Dota _ tutorial _ start last hit. Sorry, Dota _ tutorial _ start space last hit to be fully precise. But you kind of have to be when you're working with consoles. Now, if you don't know how to bring up the console, don't worry, you can just look it up. It just involves putting -console into the startup settings for your game. That's also how you get the international background, which you can see. Actually, you'll see it when I start loading. So anyway, let's launch into this, and that's the international load screen. That's another startup option. So anyway, you're going to pick a hero that you really need to practice last hitting with in order to play well. Spectre. I can't play Spectre at all. I am terrible at her. So let's start off. You start with a courier, which is nice. Gonna start off let's take dispersion. It'll make me a little bit hard to harass. Quelling blade, regen, ring of protection, fine. Just gonna go along with the build because, like I said, can't play Spectre. So you can see all structures are permanently fortified. You can actually break anything. You have, I believe, 6 minutes to practice your last hitting and see what you can get in that time. Just gonna head out a bit so that creeps don't run ahead of me. Spectre is 295 move speed. It's not bad, but it's not great. Creeps have very good move speed actually at the start of the game. Let's do start game boots, not so great. So let's click start bottom because that's line I'm in. I'm up against Bounty Hunter. Now I've played this last hit challenge a few times. Every time I played Spectre and every time I was against Bounty Hunter. I'm not sure what's going on there. And I'm not sure if it'll stay that way once it becomes available because you have to console your way in now. You actually used to be able to queue up for the seasonal modes, Dark Tide and Grieveling via the console, so you can do some weird stuff if you have access to the console. I'm just going to block these creeps a little bit. I'm going to have to last it under a tower, haven't I? Don't worry, I can last it under a tower. Sort of. The fact that I even got a last hit is impressive given how bad I am at Spectre. Unfortunately, the problem with last hitting under the tower is you end up pushing the lane and now I'm in a really bad position. Still, could be worse. I keep saying Samovarless. And what does not having a Samovar have to do with anything? I mean, it is true that I don't have a Samovar. I would like one. But still, whether or not I own Samovars has nothing to do with this. Why was I even talking about that? Okay. So you can see this counter up here that tells you how much time you have. Okay, other guy's trying to deny, that's good. Right here, the starting build is just basic regen, which is slightly odd. There we go, got a last hit. Grab Desolate. Okay, what's Bounty Hunter's base move speed? 315, so Bounty Hunter is significantly faster than me. That is not a good thing. And I will have to resolve that probably by getting boots early. I was going to go for a stout shield because the creeps keep attacking me because I'm terrible at positioning, but yeah, boots make more sense right now because I do need to be able to outrun. Okay, now I'm faster than Bounty Hunter. This means I can actually harass. Not that I'd be any good at that. I don't really want to harass with Spectral Dagger unless in case I get myself hardly out of position and end up dying. So, yeah. Nice and dispersey. Yeah. Didn't want to use Spectral Dagger so that I could do that. Unfortunately, I died in the process, which is not good. Oh well. Let's just order Spectral Head out that way. Okay, apparently you can't give orders to yourself while dead. I don't remember ever trying that before, which is a bit strange. God, I love particle effects on Spectre. See, Spectre's one of those characters who seems really cool. She's got a global ult that lets her teleport to any enemy hero on the map. She does extra damage to isolated targets, which combos well with her ult. She has a damage reflect. She's a hero that I think I'd enjoy playing if I could play carries. Might as well explain why I can't play carries. The simple reason is I don't have enough practice, which is why I'm very glad this vote exists. The reason I don't have enough practice is partly because I suck at carries anyway, and thus don't want to get involved in playing them in multiplayer until I get more practice. And of course it's really annoying to try and practice last hitting in a bot game because you have to wait ages for the creeps to spawn. You can't just go into the lane and say, hey creeps, start spawning now. Which is sad. Screw this, I'm poking away at these guys. I'm harassing the creeps by taking damage, which is probably the stupidest thing I've done in a game of Dota. Let's be honest, I've done some pretty stupid things. Forgetting to level up my ultimate is a big one. Oh, I was hoping I'd make that. Oh well. Leveling this. Poke at this guy. Okay. And I'm low on health and thus must salve. That makes me sad. Of course, when you're salving, you have to stay back so that your salve doesn't get broken, and then you can't last hit. And now I get a last hit. So, yeah. Now, the other reason I don't play carries that much is in low-level pub games, nobody wants to play support except for a tiny handful of people. Unfortunately, I am one of those people, and therefore I'm never the one playing carry because someone else always picks them. There's a reason someone made a support group. Yeah. Well, anyway, back to my laning. You can tell I'm not farming particularly well. Well, I like to think I'm doing not entirely terribly. Let's see. Might as well grab my Wraith Band. That would be nice. I could finish a Ring of Basilius, but I'm not really using that much mana. I get the feeling I should be harassing more. Yeah, like that. Oh well. So just the way of things, as some might say. Okay, I've got Haunt now. Screw this, I'm just gonna go crazy, and no, actually I don't have the mana, so I can't go crazy and waste my ult. And now it ends! Now here's one of the reasons I imagine that this hasn't been released yet. Let's just sit and wait. Yeah. Game's over, alright. Ending music is playing. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. There is no ending. That's I think the main reason it hasn't been done yet. Well, anyway. I'm Scout37. This was the Dota 2 Last Hit Challenge, and I learned about it, how to get into it, via a reply Cyborg Matt made to a thread by Pimwing on the Dota 2 subreddit. Thank you for actually watching this and seeing it through to the end. Couldn't have been that easy to put up with my voice.